Hey Instagram, hi IGTV. It's your girl, and I wanted to come back tonight. It's tonight. I don't know when I'm gonna post this video, but I wanted to talk about something that popped in my head on as I was coming back from LA from visiting my mom today. It's her birthday. Um, but in regards to um women of color, melanated women, African women, which we all have African somewhere in our lineage. Trust and believe that. Um, but just in regards to friendships, right? Black women, things like that. And um, take a little swig of my little frozen water. Now, with hopefully no offense taken by nobody, I don't have friends. There was a time where I had a multitude of friends in my life. I honestly don't even deal with a lot of people in general. Okay. I have one, I call her my soul sister that I really talk to. I went to school with her years ago. But other than that, I don't, it is what it is. I love a lot of people, but I don't. Um, Friendships, no. Okay. Um, I think that what I what I actually learned about myself is that I'm actually a loner. And but I've because I felt as a child and into a young woman and into a woman, I felt like I needed to have um, a lot of friends because there were a lot of things that I was lacking within myself. Right now that these things have been the things that I lacked have been um, fulfilled and supplemented in so many words, there's not a need for me to have friends. I personally feel, and this is me just um, as a person who is spiritual, um, as a person who is spiritual, now I connect with people on a spiritual level, right? So if I connect with you on a spiritual level, that's different as opposed to me saying you're my friend. Um, I saw a meme a few months ago, and it said that a lot of friendships are trauma based. That's why, basically, as you elevate in life, you don't get a lot of congratulatory, you know, uh, messages from people who you consider friends, because they may be stuck somewhere and that you have already elevated past. Um, Made perfect sense to me. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post this video, but anywho, nevertheless, I say this often to people, but I was one to definitely put a lot of people in my life on pedestals, real right, and pretty much everybody who I put on a pedestal in my life let me down some type of way, right? And the reason why is because it's attached to expectations. When you begin to put expectations on people and that's your expectations, then it's a very high probability that people are going to let you down because you're putting your own expectations on these people. They're not saying, okay, this is the type of person I'm going to be to you. This is the type of way I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be this way, that way. That is you projecting whatever you're lacking within yourself on the other person, you guys. And that normally doesn't work. Now, is there women out here who have very healthy friendships with other women? When there's some way they might feel a certain way and they're able to communicate these feelings over to their friends, and their friends are able to over and understand what their friends are trying to say and not deflect the energy back on them. Absolutely, I notice it. I know it exists. For me personally, I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't really think it ever existed for me, and that's because I was going through my own traumas, my own issues, my own, whatever I was going through. So, of course, a lot of times my friendships that I have with people, not every single woman, but a lot of times the people who I was the closest with, we basically mirrored each other. Okay. So obviously, there were going to be some type of issue. There was someone who I had for years that was my best friend, I thought was my best friend, who in actuality was an enemy. But because my third eye was so calcified, and I didn't love myself enough, and I used to forgive all the transgressions this person did against me and always made excuses for this person. This person was allowed to, by me, to hurt me in a very fucked up way. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I sitting here on my high horse? As some of you may take this and feel like, oh, well, um, Kim, let me tell you never been a bad friend. Absolutely. I'm saying right now that I've had a lot of damaged parts of me that I reflected outwardly and it made me a bad person. I mean, not a bad person. It made me a bad friend at times, or it made me too overgiving or not giving enough. You know what I'm saying? Or just overly depending on people. And I think that was one of my main things, was that I just was too dependent on people. Like, the things that I was supposed to provide for myself, I depended on other people to do that. And not just in friendships, but relationships as well. But we're talking about friendships right now. You know what I'm saying? So as I started healing and started going through, my spiritual transformations, my ascensions, and all of that, I started rising above, you know, the way I interacted with women. And, I know a lot of people, most people, if not all people, who I once were acquainted with, they don't understand that. And that's okay, because when you're on a journey in life, it's not for people to understand. It's for you, it's your journey. You know what I'm saying? So everything, you just naturally, as you go through this spiritual journey, you just naturally, um, and I don't say this, I mean, you naturally pass people up. I'm going to just keep it real with you. You're just going to pass people up because you're shedding past the trauma and the damage and abuse that you once suffered through in your life that would attach you to certain people. If you hadn't gone through certain situations and been hurt or damaged or abused or whatever you went through in your life, then 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't have attached to certain people and certain energy. You understand what I'm saying? So as you ascend and you begin to heal and embrace your spirituality, then you'll see like, oh, okay, I don't resonate with this person anymore. Or it's not just that. It's like for me and one of my a situation with someone in my life that used to be in my life. It was, once I started sending, there was envy, there was jealous, because this person was so corroded on the inside, and not saying that in a judgmental way. That's just what it was. You understand what I'm saying? So there became a lot of envy, because of that. And, you know, it is what it is. So I don't know if this video is going to make sense to anyone. I'm pretty sure it will to certain people. But I just, like I said, I felt inclined to make this video. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to post it. But it is what it is. So anywho, you guys, take care. I love you guys. And I'll be back soon with another video. Peace.